Hey there, welcome to your summer lovin' practice. So this will be about an hour hatha gentle yoga practice that will focus on strength, stability, steadiness of not only the body but the mind, so that we are more capable of riding out the waves that inevitably life brings along, and especially in our recovery efforts, in our growth, in our healing, processing through those big emotions. When we head into urges, when we head into challenges, we want to have this centeredness within, like an anchor that can hold the boat steady even when there's a lot of waves. So we've got a nice, steady, still Comet Lake behind us, a little steady breeze. You might hear some noise in the video, but take that in, the natural setting. Nature therapy is its own sweet kind of medicine that's always available. So pretty foundational practice, just a couple of yoga blocks, maybe a blanket to sit on for your seated warm-ups. I usually will just use my yoga blocks as a little seat, so you can have even less props. So I just make a little bench and come right up to either crisscross applesauce, bound angle with the feet together, knees out. You could even do like a half straddle seat, whatever's comfortable for the pelvis to be tall, so that that natural spine, natural posture is easy, is accessible. So we settle in here, always starting with some stillness in the body, focusing on the movement of the breath. Those big waves are my dog hunting fish. So let's drop in, palms down. If you're needing a little more grounding, if anxiety is maybe present, if the mood or energy is a little lower, start with palms up. Take a few moments here to drop in, to land, letting yourself arrive on your mat, in your practice, in deep connection with yourself. We breathe. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the nose or mouth. Let the breath become even in and out. Let it be your primary point of awareness throughout the whole practice. Notice what shows up when you stop, when you pause, when you sit with yourself. Push nothing away. Invite it all to be present, to be seen, but doing so with aparigraha, non-attachment. Don't become the thoughts. You are not your emotions, your feelings. You are more than a body. On your next 3 breaths out, I invite you to try Bhamari breath, bringing the hands gently to the face, middle fingers over the eyelids, first fingers at the brow, ring fingers over the cheekbones with a gentle connection to the nostrils, and pinkies about at the corners of your mouth. As you breathe in, ears are open, spreading the fingers wide. As you breathe out, mouth closed, hum and close the ears, gently pressing in. Repeat a couple more times. Notice how long the exhalation becomes. Vibration of your being. Return to Dirga, complete yogic breath. Affirming Soham, I am. Repeating that mantra silently or out loud 3 times. Soham, Soham, Soham. I am, I am, I am. Beautiful. Let's begin to move here. Just easy press of your fingertips into the earth next to you. If you're propped up, you might only get those 3 long fingertips to the ground, but find a little more length in the spine. Drawing up from your pubic bone, down low, front side of the pelvis to the belly button, up through solar plexus, lifting the rib cage up through heart center, shoulders soften, forehead, crown of the head higher. Push yourself tall. At the same time, letting the hips relax, anchoring down in the seat. Nice. Empty your breath all the way. Even adding sound if you like, chin to the chest. Hold the breath out. Next breath in, keep that lift and length. Draw the breath in deep, down to the pelvic floor, to your seat, to your roots, arms extend overhead. And exhale down through Sushumna Nadi, your central energy channel. Return the fingertips to touch the earth. You're holding that breath out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in slow. Control the respirations. Hands come to prayer. Anjali Mudra from your celestial home, higher power, source, God, goddess, whatever you believe in. Pull it down through crown, third eye center, throat, heart, to Manipura, that third chakra, power seat, Swadhisthana, second chakra. Reset your roots. One more chakra activation here. Inhaling, reach up from Mother Earth. Embrace the sky, space, anything, everything. Bring it on down through your higher energy centers, through the bridge of the heart to the seat of your humanity, masculine energy, feminine energy, marriage of both at the heart and at the root. Here we are. Back to the earth. Let's roll the shoulders, make it dramatic. Letting the elbows come up as well. Keep the hands open. Find that movement, not just in the shoulders, but also in the chest and upper back. So we're starting to even work into our like cat-cow movement of the spine, arching and rounding. Let's switch directions. Bring the shoulders forward, down, back, and up. See where there's catchiness, stickiness. Breathe deep into the congestion. Meet the drama with love and non-attachment. You can love what is. You don't have to get sucked into it. Beautiful. Switching the cross of your legs if you've been seated crisscross applesauce, or if you've had a leg out, one leg in, switch. Change up your seat. Come back to neutral spine. A little more central spine movement here, rotation. We'll lace the fingers, press them forward. Take an inhale and bring them overhead. Again, draw up from your roots. through the center belly space, through heart center, crown of the head. Now, keep that height, cradle the head in the hands. Push the elbows back and start to arch the spine. You can use your thumbs to support the sides of your neck, lifting the chin, almost scooping your head up and off the top of your spine. Press those elbows back and see if you can push the center belly a little more forward, and even stick your tail out a little bit. So tilting the pelvis. Nice big arching. Another breath here. Now round, take your time. Start to bring chin to chest. Hug those elbows in towards the ears. Chin down, tuck the tailbone under, and you might even like lean back a little bit. Knees could come up, kind of coming into almost a little ball. And then back and forth for a few breaths. Big inhale, reach up. Ooh, woo-hoo-hoo. If your core, if your belly muscles get crampy there, a little less range of motion. I did some kettlebell stuff this morning, and when I'm going into my rounding, my like deep core is cramping up. So I clearly got some business going on there. 2 to 3 more breaths. Your spine, that sacred foundation of the body, and that sacred energy body foundation where all the chakras are housed. Alrighty then, let's release here. Spread your wings. Find your fingertips to the ground. Notice every movement it takes to change your seat. So unwinding, if you were sitting on props, bring them out from under. And we're going to place one of those blocks between the knees. Bring the knees towards the chest. I'm going to turn sideways for a better view here. And then hands to the earth. You could be either on the palms, fingers forward, or out to the side, or turned back. See what feels best for your shoulders. You could be on your fists here. You could be tall fingertips. Might be hard to see my hands here. But find a good foundation. The upper body. Walk the hands back a little more than you think. So a little behind the shoulders. And then we're on the sits bones, right? You're on the base of the pelvis. Feet are flat to the ground, hugging the block here. Find neutral spine. We're hinged back a little instead of directly sitting up and down. You're hinged back, but you still have that more neutral spine. See about hugging the shoulder blades together. So instead of the head of the shoulders forward, they roll back. You kind of expand across the collarbones in the front side of the body. And anchor down in the hands and feet. Press everything up gently. As you're here, you squeeze that block a little more, a little more, a little more. Chin level with the ground. Another big breath. Empty the breath and hold. A lot of that breath retention on the exhalation. Inhale, see about picking the hands up, maybe reaching them forward. Maybe it's just one hand to the earth for a little support, other hand forward. See about changing the position without losing the neutral spine core activation. Another breath. Another breath. Hug the block that activates the midline energy. Another breath. Beautiful. Turn the palms out. Bring the hands back around to find the earth. Keep hugging the block and drop your knees over to one side. Pause. Push the top knee a little more forward. Hug the shoulder blades together and push the heart a little up towards the sky. We breathe. We breathe. We breathe. Still focusing on that midline energy and control. Control's not always a bad thing, right? Take it to the other side. 3 breaths. Notice the upper body. Probably going to get some bigger shoulder opening on the side you're leaning away from. Oh, we have a lovely breeze. Take your time, bring it back to center. We'll find a little release here. Sit taller, drop the block from in between, and you're gonna just bring the feet together for a bound angle. They don't have to be close. They can be out a little further. Let the knees fall to the sides. With a tall spine to start, take the heart forward. So you're hinging at the hips, lengthening, base of the spine, forward, folding it down. Could be nice to bring the blocks to the feet and find a little spot for your head. It's possible the blocks could go in front of the toes. Lean out, deepening without pushing, without forcing. There's no goal here. Your hands can bring the blocks closer too. Stay here for a few more rounds of breath. We've been sitting tall for a while, worked with a little bit of twists. Cat-cow, fold and pause. Next breath in, start to lift the head, the heart. Once you've returned to that neutral spine, hinge your way back up, shoulders stack over the hips, help the knees come together. Keep a steady breath flowing, walk the feet to one side. Table pose. If your body prefers to have a little more support under the knees, bring in a blanket. Another trick is to roll the edges of your mat in. So like if I wanted to, I could double up this mat on both sides. I'm pretty good here. I prefer blocks under the hands for my first set of prone movements. Prone means we're facing the ground. So if you want flat blocks to support the hands and the wrists, or just to the earth, right? Line up table. 90-degree angle in the legs. Hip joint over knee joint. Knee joint, straight line back to ankles, tops of the feet pressed down. Shoulders over wrists. Bring the shoulders back away from the ears. Make sure the hands are shoulder width apart or wider. Press into the tops of your feet, the knees and the hands, and activate outward, like you're trying to push the blocks apart, trying to push your knees apart. It's going to light up the adductors in the outer thighs and create space at the sacrum in the low back. From there, we're long, tailbone out the crown of your head. Belly hugs up towards the spine. Neutral, hold it here. Holding the posture, the activations, but not the breath. The breath flows. Starting to move into arching and rounding the spine. On your next in-breath, belly drops, tailbone lifts, heart, head, shoulders draw down the back. Exhale, big rounding, middle of the spine to the sky. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Pause on the exhale for just a moment. Do the same thing when you come through your inhalation. Lift and round. Pause in. Exhale. Pause out. A few more rounds at your own pace. I want you to tune into your inner guru, your Sad Guru. Follow your own inner direction. And then next breath in, calm to neutral spine. Bring the blocks tall to the elbows. Or bring the blocks tall, bring your forearms down to the blocks. And if you didn't use the blocks, bring them in. Same pose, just giving our wrists a break. Circle them out. Then clasp the hands together. Stabilize here, lean into the right knee, send the left leg back. Stretch and steady. Notice my left hip lifted. I'm going to level it back out. Press through the heel. Toes are on the ground, spreading wide, pressing back through the heel. Other side, switch. Left knee in, top of the foot flat. Right leg extends back, toes touch down, flexing the foot, pressing through the heel. Keep your neutral spine. There's almost a little bit of a plank hold here to stabilize. Nice. Adding on if you like. You can just repeat the first and second side just like we did, or come to that left leg extended again. Maybe the right arm reaches. Spinal balance. Square the hips. Pressing down into the block on that left side for stability. One more breath. Second side. Same idea. Opposite limbs extend. Right leg, left arm. Keep everything squared off. Things might want to shift. Right hip stays level with the left. I've got cheap blocks here, so I'm really having to stabilize the right shoulder. These are my outdoor lakeside blocks. Nice. Come back to center. On the blocks, flat or just the ground. You're gonna revisit table pose. Boom, foundational structure. Turn the toes under. Little bear hold. All you're gonna do is activate down, out, core. Lift the knees, float them. Just a couple inches off the ground. Keep the back of the head lifted, look down, breathe. 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 Then yogi's choice here. You can go right up to your downward dog or lower the knees, press back to child's pose. Whatever works for you. If you're going to that first downward dog, keep the knees a little bent to start. Really send the hips to the sky. Find your neutral spine. Feel free to walk the dog. Staying in your downward dog if you like that option, just to show the child's pose folks, or that option for you, is you could come down, bring those blocks in, squat back and sway the elbows. You could take a nice reach forward with Spider-Man hands, drop the chest, bringing the head and heart kind of between the blocks. And then returning to table pose. So down from downward dog, lowering the knees slowly with control. Up from table pose. We'll go to tall blocks here. Once again, send that left leg back. And then we're going to hug it forward in slow motion to a low lunge. Drag it in. If you need to take the foot out to the side, you can. But curl the spine, step through. Again, you can stay on the tall blocks. If you like to be on the earth with your hands, you can. But I like this to give you more space, more lift, more openness. We'll go right into flowing a little bit. Think about moving from the pelvis. So the pelvis Comes forward, a little dip and up a bit, lifting the heart and bowing the heart. Keeping the spine long. We've got our neutral spine, always. Make sure that right knee is happy. If it's not and wants to be off the ground, you can pick it up. And your sway could look a little more like this. More is not always better. Less with the knee down might not work for you. So your body, your wisdom. Find a little bend in that front knee. If you still have the back knee down, go ahead and lift it. And we're gonna circle around to the other side. So take your left block inside your left leg, dial your right heel down, walk it across, turn the left toes in, right toes out, and set yourself up for the same thing on the second side. Starting perhaps with left knee down, sway back and forth. If you want to or prefer left knee up, bring it tall. Try not to rely so much on the blocks, maybe even playing with lifting the fingertips, palms off the blocks. Even if you don't do that, you're keeping this lightness and lift through the shoulders, through the heart. That's gonna awaken and turn on and make us come from that deep core space. Lots of breath. And then we'll go back to that first direction, dropping or lifting the back knee if it's dropped. Find your way, turning left through center, back around to the second side or first side, and then bring that back leg forward and bend in the knees. And we're gonna hang out here. Please don't be in a hurry to straighten your legs. Bend the knees, belly towards the thighs. Maybe even creating a little more space for the belly by taking the feet wider. Almost like a quarterback pose here. Hips about level with the earth, spine about level with the earth. Sink the weight a little bit back. Heart is lifted. We're active through the core muscles, which is not just your belly. It's around your sides, it's your back, and we're lengthening. This is gonna help the knees reorganize, strong, tendon alignment, create space between those lower leg bones, thigh bones. Now, because we've awakened the hamstrings a little more, go ahead and lift the sit bones and float a little forward as you start to straighten. A lot of times we see this way lean back with the straight legs. You want to try to come a little forward so that when the legs are straighter, we've got a nice line, hip joint. If you could x-ray vision into the side of my body, hip joint, down to knee, down to ankle. Blocks can walk out, folding from there. Lower a little more. Soft bend in the knees, always welcome. Or straighten them up and hang. You might want to take the hands off the blocks, hands towards the ground. There's no extra points for touching your toes. Meet your body where you're at. Bend the knees or straighter, but allow gravity to kind of pull on your head. Pull that tension out of the shoulders. Lengthen those big back muscles. Lots of breath. We're going to be extra mindful about coming out because we've been here for a hot minute, right? So, hands back to the blocks out in front of you. Start to lift the head and heart at the same time, sinking into the hips. Find that flat back for a moment. If you want to have a little extra fun, send the arms forward. Steady and strong. Steady and strong. We breathe. We breathe. We breathe. Powering up from the earth. Press the feet down and out. Rise. Flat back. Strong front body. Reach to the sky. On your next exhale, bend the elbows, goalpost. About to shoulder height. Inhale, reach up again. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, goalpost, and pause. Now when you breathe in, we're going to take a little standing back bend. Drop the tailbone. Don't push the hips forward. Just drop the tailbone strong in the legs. Lift the low ribs and tilt the rib cage back. Inhale, draw out of that back bend. Reach the arms up. Pause. Exhale again if it works for you. Bend the elbows, goalpost, and even turn the arms back with that standing back bend. It's not a lot of movement. Inhale, center. One more time. Bend the elbows. Breathe in, take it back, open the heart. Exhale, release and come tall. Big breath in, reach tall, reach tall, reach tall. Exhale, let the arms drop. Woo! All right, we're gonna take feet a little bit wider. Always be mindful. If you want or need a break, grab water. Even if we're not moving real fast, we're activating a lot of energy. We're nothing but energy. I'm gonna turn it back on. Sway the hips around or circle. Soften the knees, soften the elbows. Beautiful. Kind of a softer, wide stance. Let the arms be real loosey-goosey. Coming from this center core space, start to gently turn. Be mindful of the knee joints here. Don't let your feet be stuck, and start to flow a little bigger, a little freer, side to side. You can keep the head center or turn the chin in the opposite direction the arms are going. That can be a little disorienting. You could also follow and look behind you, deepening the twist. Try a little of all things. Breathe. Nice. Start to slow it down, less range of motion. Take a moment to pause and just feel. A lot of practice so far. So what are the effects? What are you aware of that you weren't aware of before you started? How's your mind? How's your heart? How's your body? Work with a few of the warrior poses for the rest of our standing series. So I invite you to take the feet a little wider. A general frame of reference is to have the outside ankles as wide as the wrists. That said, if that feels too wide, keep a little shorter. Probably better a little shorter this way than too wide out. Toes are facing forward, arms are spread, palms to the sky. This is 5-pointed star. Embrace your fullness, your wholeness, your holiness. Notice what that means to you, holiness. We're not talking about Swiss cheese. We're talking about you being divine, sacred, source itself. Nice. Bringing the hands to heart center. Wow. 2 osprey, one with a fish. I can't tell if the other osprey was trying to take the fish from the other. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, nature is incredible. Hands to the heart. We're gonna turn one set of toes out. You could mirror me if you like. I'm turning my right foot out. I'm gonna turn my left foot in just a hair. So there's this little bit of angle in. Then I'm gonna start to rotate towards that front leg, the right leg, and walk that foot out a little wider, out to the side. I'm gonna keep turning that left foot, back foot might need to come a little forward. It might wanna angle in a bit more. Hands to hips, gently guiding the left hip forward, right hip back, but not forcing. Doesn't have to get totally equal side to side. This way, but make sure they're level, that the right hip's not higher than the left. Hands to the rib cage. There's a little more turn towards that front knee that we can make with the top of the spine here. We don't want to force the lower spine around. We're here. Hands return to the heart. Deepen in the front knee, but don't go past the ankle. Same time, you're rolling more towards the outer edge of the back foot while keeping the ball joint pressed down on the back foot. You're spiraling this inner thigh kind of out and around, even though that hip's turning in a little bit. Nice. And if you like, reach up. It can be tall arms or goalpost. Pause. Virabhadrasana, warrior 1. Ah. Nice. Take your time exiting the pose, hands to heart. Start to slowly turn the rib cage towards center. Start to straighten the front knee, hands to hips. Turn that front foot in, back foot forward, and then come back to your 5-pointed star. Big hip circles. Other direction. Back to center, level the hips. Turn my left toes out. If you did the left side first, you're going to the right. Back foot turns in slightly. You start to turn towards the front leg, walking that front foot out to the side a bit so you have a wider stance. Train tracks, not a tightrope, front foot to back. Notice the connection in the back foot. We want the ankle aligned, not collapsing in. So don't dump on the arch. Feel the outside edge, but keep that base of the big toe pressing down. Spiraling the inner thigh, kind of outward, while the hip gently turns. So there's all these counter lines of movement, polarity, but no pain. There's no torquing. It's just creating that structure and that stability that can actually help us open. Come tall. There's a neutral spine in here with a teeny bit of twist. Lots of third chakra activation. Manipura, your personal power, your divine masculine energy, not patriarchal control, not misogyny, not too much hustle productivity, but an even, steady manifestation. Responsible, accountable, productive but not pathological. One more big breath. Own your warrior wisdom. Ah, whew. Take your time coming out. Gently backing off the front knee, starting to turn the hips, the heart, back to center. Maybe the feet heel toe in a little bit. Soften the knees even more. And again, a little bit of hip rotation. You're gonna notice how much hips and knees, and then of course ankles are related, right? Everything's interconnected, some things more than others. Anytime you run into too much sensation, or again, what you would consider pain, back off, make an adjustment. Turn these hip circles into a little bit of a figure eight. And getting a little more fluid. Could even start to turn the feet, move the ankles, and add in a little figure eight through the arms. Or any form of creative movement that feels good for your body right now. Bring it back to center. Give it a shake. So we did a nice structured, nice sound entrance and exit from Warrior 1. Warrior 2, as we set up, I want you to be a little looser here. Wardrobe adjustments are always important. Make sure you feel comfy. Take the feet maybe a hair wider than your Warrior 1 stance. Turn one set of toes out. You don't have to necessarily do the wide into the side unless your hips and knees start talking to you about it. Gentle bend into that front leg and back out. With that movement, turn the palms down and really stretch, reach away. And then soften the elbows, turn the palms up, even the shoulders tilt back and down. So here, and then here. Notice how that front knee tracks. Hips are level. That back hip can be turned a little bit in, but not much. Does your knee tend to want to go out to the side or in, or is it staying nice and congruent with the hip joint? Don't let your knee pass your ankle. And you find a little more activation. Turn on the adductors. Hug up through the pelvic floor. As you're pressing, don't let it be all quad. Ask these adductor muscles to help out. Come on, guys. Ask the glutes to come online. Nice. Find your way to the second side. Same thing. Almost like Egyptian arms. Wrapping the muscles of the upper and lower arms around the arm bones. Stay really anchored in the breath and in that back leg, that back foot. And this is progress through our journey, right? It's a little bit of strong forward momentum, a little bit of pause, integration. Strong forward momentum, pause and rest. Last time here. Nice. Release the arms down, heel toe the feet all the way together. Mountain pose. We're lining up ankles over hip joints. Heading towards Warrior 3, which is a balance pose. So we did 1, 2, we're going for 3. Grab a block. I'm going to turn to the side, but you can stay facing forward so you can keep an easy eye on me. I'm here in mountain pose. Everything's organized. Drop the tailbone, lift the low ribs, pelvic floor, hugs up and in. Shoulders relaxed. go ahead and start to head into a chair pose. We're gonna have this be our prep for warrior one. You're gonna hold the block like so. Just gives you a little more of a steady point to work with. We're coming to chair pose just to lower the center of gravity, get stable, lean into your right leg, pick the left heel up, left knee, keep this neutral spine, start to lift the left foot and kick it back like we did earlier. You don't have to ever straighten this leg or that. You could hang out here. You could hang out here. If you wanted to straighten the legs, you could hang out here. Main thing is we're kind of hovering on this right hip. If you wanted to start to take it towards the parallel with the ground, this is often called airplane pose in children's yoga, but this is our warrior three. You might play with the movement of your arms, the position. If you get unsteady, bend that stabilizing leg and then straighten it back up. Come out at any time. Woo! You're gonna feel that fire in the hips. Strong and stable, root chakra, second chakra. When you're ready, come to your second side. We're here, we're strong, we're stable. Let's connect to that third chakra with the block. We're steady in both feet. Don't rush the second side just because you know what we're expecting. Lean into the left leg. Or sorry, come to chair pose first. Arms can come forward. We're powered up. Weight goes into the left leg, right lifts. We start to find a little just balance play. Doesn't have to be much. Maybe you move in and out of that fuller extension of the pose. Make it fun. Where's the challenge without the judgment, without the destruction, without being so sore tomorrow you can't replay the video, right? If you fall out of the pose, come back to the start and set up just as slowly back into things. Grounding in that patience, that humility. Find your way out with steadiness. When you're ready, shake it out. Nice work. I'm trusting. You're still here, you're still showing up. You're doing the work. All right, finding our way to the earth. I'm gonna stay facing the camera and revisit our forward fold. So nice bend in the knees, blocks out in front. I'm gonna come here, step back to a low lunge. Boop, step back to table. Boop. Table pose without your blocks so we can stretch out the shoulders. Let's anchor down into one hand, lift the opposite hand to the sky, open, twist, and then thread the needle. You're gonna bring that top arm underneath and through. You wanna be on the side of your head above the ear, chin tucked towards the closed shoulder. A block can go under your head if that works better, but we're looking for this nice length and opening in the outer arm and a little twist through the spine. Just breathe. Take your time to release, back up and out. Plant that first palm down, let the second one lift. You can even sink back a little in your open twist. And then patiently thread the needle on your second side, resting the head to the earth or a block, chin tucks gently. Pause, breathe, beat. Uh-oh, get some flies. When you're ready, take your time to come out. Whew, find a couple cat-cow breaths. Any variations? You might throw in one more downward dog if that works for you. Especially the more you repeat this video, you're gonna feel your own inner teacher awaken and send you in some different directions, add on some different options. Let's come back to our seat, bringing one knee towards the chest, other leg extends. Lots of flexion here in this foot. Outside. Hug opposite arm around. Take the same arm behind you. Second spine keeps you tall as you gently turn to twist. Take your time to unwind, back to center. We're gonna cross this bent knee over the straight leg, flexing the foot, drag that bottom heel in. You're in a seated figure four. If this feels like a lot, that lower leg can stay straighter. Bend the knee a little bit, sit here and fold forward. Or bring that bottom foot in more, hands behind you like we started, and sway. Nice. Option two, and this is tricky, sit tall and watch here. I've got this parallel to the earth lower leg. That bottom foot, I'm gonna walk it over to the side, but keep it out a little bit. And then see what happens when I sit tall, fire log pose. So kind of going for the lower leg bones to line up parallel. This is a huge hip opener. So it feels like a lot. If you're sitting there like this, skip it. Just want to show you that this is an option with time. We work deep into those hips so they are a little more open and warm. We want to stretch them out nice so you're not so contracted the next day. So you could pause there for a moment or go back to the pigeon sways. And then let's switch side. That top leg is going to extend out. Bottom leg comes in to hug to the chest. Enter your twist. Opposite arm across. Same arm behind you. Rotate at the rib cage. Belly button towards that inner thigh that's close. Keep the shoulders soft. There's no need to be here. Foot anchors into the earth close to you and pushes away beyond the mat. Time to unwind. And that little crossover, bent leg over straight, hug in a little or a lot. Maybe you go into that swaying, or it could just be a little forward fold there. And then maybe play into that double pigeon, Agnyasana, called a couple different things. There's different traditions, different lineages of yoga. There's some that don't even include physical asana, physical practice. So you might hear poses called different things. You might hear different takes on the philosophy. The common thread for most of those, though, is where's source within? Where's the divine within? Can you embody that, share it in the world? God is truth, as Gandhi would say. And I love that quote. What is the pure truth without our stories, without our conditioning, without the trauma, the drama? Get to the essence. It's actually very scientific and not very woo-woo at all. It's very boring. And then from here, we can untangle, bring a block with you. We're going to combine our gentle back bend with our Savasana relaxation. So supported bridge pose to close out the practice. Knees bent, guide yourself to the earth on your back body, nice and slow. Take a moment with this block on the low belly to start. Arms resting away from the heart. We breathe. When you're ready, grab your block. You're going to press gently into the feet to lift the pelvis just enough to tuck that block right under the pelvis, supporting the sacrum. So we don't want to have the tailbone off the front of the block. We don't want arch to the spine up here or down here. Nor do we want to be too tucked and have that block too far forward. We want the pelvis to be level and that foundational triangle bone within the pelvis to be flat, right? So hips are aligned here. I'm gonna hurt this fly in a moment. My non-violence practice is off. Once you're settled in the pelvis, the feet are right under ankles, right under the knees, knees hip width. And then wiggle the shoulder blades together. Arms at your sides, a little bit away from the hips, chin to chest gently without strain. And relax into it as much as possible. If the legs want to flare out, you could walk the feet a little wider and tip the knees towards each other. We'll stay here for just a few minutes. It is the end of our practice, so if you want to stay longer, you are more than welcome. Just breathe, just be. Letting all that no longer serves you fall away. Trusting this very moment. Trusting yourself. Even letting the breath just be natural. No trying at all. And again, you could very well stay here longer. Pausing the video, and if you're ready, if your time is up for this practice, feel free to wiggle the feet in if they went wide. Start to draw the breath in full, complete, intentional. Take a big reach with the arms overhead. Maybe bring one knee to the chest, then the other. Taking a moment to send the legs into the sky, Vipariti Karini. A few breaths here is going to help with that lactic acid recovery. Get away, flies, get away. And then feet return to the earth, subtle lift in the hips. Move your block, feel that return. Drop the spine to the ground. Maybe a few windshield wipers side to side. And when you're ready, rolling to your side of comfort. Take a little pause there. I think I got it. Rising back to seated when you're ready. Closing out with a moment of gratitude for yourself, all parts, body, mind, heart, soul. Oh, those deer flies got me on the foot. Maybe even appreciating the things that bring us some pain and discomfort, such as life. Knowing we are resourced, resilient, divinely guided and protected. We bow in gratitude. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you for your presence. Take care of yourself out there.